Um, Hello everyone here. So glad to have you all here. This is the official kickoff for the Hack4Gambia hackathon. And there's not a better way to start this than to introduce ourselves first. So I'm just gonna start. Okay, great. Alhagie is sharing his screen. So like a better way to start this is just to introduce ourselves. Hack4Gambia is actually organized by Alhagie Boye and Cherno Jallow. So I'm gonna introduce myself, and Alhagie is gonna go ahead and introduce himself too. So I'm actually Cherno Jallow, a computer science student at the University of the Gambia, currently a data science intern at the MRC unit the Gambia. You know, I've actually started this whole journey of tech back in high school, right? And I've been doing a lot of stuff around scientific research, programming, building of tech communities, and AI and machine learning. Um, I think like the biggest moments or the times I feel the most fulfilled in life, honestly, is like when I see, young kids, high school students venturing into this kind of activities because I've seen the impact this has on me for starting early. Right. So this is just a brief summary. I'm gonna give Alhaji the stage to also go ahead and introduce himself. Go ahead, Alhaji.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Alhagie Boye. I'm currently a computer science student here at the MSWA University. So I'm currently studying in the United States with my bachelor's in computer science. Um, I spent half of my education journey from nursery school to primary school at presentation of very basic cycle school in Brikama. Then I spent the other half from grade 7 to 12 at Methodist Academy. And I graduated in 2021, came to the United States in 2022 to pursue my undergraduate. Um, I'm not a traditional tech person, and in high school or primary school, I was never into tech. And also coming to the United States, I really become interested into it. I wrote my first lines of code when I came to the United States, and I feel like this is a moment for me and Cherno, who are really interested in tech to inspire people in our community or high schools who don't have access to this type of tech opportunities. And I think we also have provided a lot of resources where people can go and learn more about tech. And I would just have to remind everyone that the main purpose of the hackathon here is to allow people to explore the possibilities in tech. Like there are a lot of opportunities, and if you feel like it's something you're really interested in, the only thing you have to do is dedication and also picking the people around you, like being friends with people who will be able to push you to achieve that goal, and also being around people who are going to help you grow in the tech career. So being dedicated to what you like and also being around people who they're really into tech is really going to help you guys. So that's just a brief introduction of who I am, and we will go next to the next slide.
Okay, so we have this agenda on the line here. Just a quick reminder again that this is the official kickoff, right? So basically everything you need to know about the hackathon is gonna be given to you today. So like another way to actually start this, I mean, I and Alhaji already did 50%, but then it's actually not complete if you guys didn't introduce yourself, right? So like one thing we're gonna do real quick is to get to know each other. So we're just gonna do a very quick introduction for basically everyone here. Please feel free, like we are basically all, I'm very, very young. I am 19 per se, so I'm not like a lecturer or teacher here. Some of you might be older than me, all right? So like please feel free to unmute yourself if you're comfortable with the camera, show yourself and go ahead and introduce yourself.
I would say one thing. So if you're not comfortable like introducing yourself, that's also fine. But we will want everybody to just introduce themselves so that we can build the community and we can know who we're working with and the people participating in the hackathon. Do we have any volunteer?
All right, cool. So good afternoon, everybody. Is it already evening? Sorry. Yeah. So my name is Solomon. Solomon Williams. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Solomon Williams, and I am 19. I am in high school in 12th grade. So I'm a software engineer, learning and improving myself as well. So I've started my tech career since late 20s. So it has been like almost 5 years since I started coding. I possess my Python skills, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, going to React, Django, etc. I went to the software engineering route because that's what I see that it is best for me. So since then, I've been learning more, improving myself. Also, trying to break into one of the companies, and yeah. So that's everything about me.
Okay, that was a very good introduction, Solomon, and nice to have you here. Any other volunteer? Anyone want to introduce themselves? Please feel free to go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I am Hawa Cham, a final year computer science student from the University of the Gambia. I also did my high school in Gambia Methodist Academy, like Alhagie, and I interned with Cherno at Obentas Global. So I'm looking forward to learning with you all, and I also am the team lead here too as well. My interest is in software development. Mostly I use C Sharp and any emerging technology that will solve an issue for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. That was nice to have you here. Any other introduction from anyone? Please feel free to introduce yourself. Okay. Seems like a lot. Have anything to say, Alhaji?
No, I said we can go ahead if we don't have any more volunteers.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. So next on the agenda, like basically the stuff you see here are what we're gonna discuss about today, the kickoff. I'll walk you through the introduction to the challenge, and then Alhaji is gonna take off from the proposal document, and then we're gonna have a question and answer session at the end. So moving forward to the introduction to the challenge. Okay, so this is a hackathon, but then what's a hackathon? Like, I'm sure majority of the people have, like never actually participated in a hackathon. So like, what's a hackathon, A hackathon is just basically a short event, like, just, let me give this scenario, just say like you and your friends basically, the way you and your friends basically sit and interact, but then this is gonna be like a formal way where you actually come together to solve problem. It's nothing too serious, to be awkward of, and it honestly doesn't mean you have to be a rocket scientist or you have to be a professional JavaScript or machine learning developer to take part in any hackathon. All you need is just the ambition, the drive, and then the passion. So like a hackathon is just a short event where people, especially like people who are passionate about a particular thing, especially tech, come together to solve problems by building things with technology. And this can be like ranging from different aspects of technology. So now, normally, like for most hackathons are on site, like in real time. But for us to make this more accessible, we are all living in different regions. Alhaji is in the US, I'm currently at, Fajara here, others are in Sirikunda. So like to make this more accessible, we're gonna do this online. So okay, now moving forward, now there is actually never an initiative without a why. The why is always the biggest reason that drives the initiative, right? That is any existing initiative going forward. Like without the why, it's actually never gonna thrive in the long run. So like why Hack4Gambia? Why do we actually decide to come for Hack4Gambia? Actually this was created, to make technology accessible to everyone. And as you are gonna notice in the long run, like most of the people here, most of them are high school students, some are university students. I mean, like you honestly do not have professionals, like professionals in a way, someone who is like into the industry 20, 30 years experience. All are people who are just who are ambitious about the team. And that's the only thing, like for most of the time, that's the only thing they have. Right. And that's our goal actually. That's our goal, to make sure that no matter your background or experience, like you are not left behind when it comes to the tech race. I personally can relate to this more. Growing up back in high school, being someone who is really like passionate about these things. I mean, these were the things that I wish I would like I've gone through my entirety of high school. I've never participated in a hackathon. Like it would mean basically the world to me at that time to actually take part in this kind of initiative. Meet so many cool people, win prizes, and like just get to network with people. So this hackathon is our way of breaking down these barriers I'm taking off here and showing that innovations belongs to everyone. I personally believe like there is a lot of hidden potential in the Gambia here, especially within youth. And I've actually seen this as a leader back in high school, serving as the president of the ICT club. I've seen like honestly how a lot of like high school students are just passionate and self-obsessed about these things. The problem is the system doesn't actually give them the opportunity to build that passion in the long run. So our goals, like one of our biggest goal is to expose high school students, into this. But then like high school students is just the beginning, right? You have high school students and university students. I'm currently in the University of the Gambia as a freshman, like I would thank God actually I got to start early, but then I've seen people who have never get access to these like opportunities. I've seen how they are struggling in the university, like basically so confused to see all of these tech stuffs because they are literally just from high school. We are doing things that we are completely different and they are just introduced to this world of computer science and technology and whatsoever, right? So like this is an opportunity to just like build that passion, and you honestly never know, like this could be the beginning of like the next Elon Musk in the Gambia here, or some Altman, right? Like you can literally come up from here. We also envision empowering participants, with to access free resources, tutorials, and guidance. And so far, like the hackathon have not even started. But then, if you have gone through the website, you will see like literally Alhagie has uploaded a tons of useful resources, like tons of resources for learning, web development, machine learning, data science, and whatsoever. And obviously to inspire creativity and teamwork. Being good at what you do is one thing, but then being good at working with others is like another thing. For most of the time in the tech space, you won't be, I mean, unless you are a freelancer or doing things solo, but you won't be doing things alone, right? You will be working with a lot of people, like people who have different backgrounds, like different perspectives towards life. So we envision building this teamwork spirit, learning how to work with people. I mean, like learning how to disagree with people, but then making it so respectful with like all of this stuff, right? And then the most important thing to I and Alhagie obviously like to building this community of change makers who are obviously gonna transform the tech landscape in the Gambia here one day, we hope. So now moving on now. Now, okay, there's nothing like a hackathon without a challenge, right? You obviously need challenges to work on. You need domains that you're actually gonna focus on. Like this is actually gonna be like a timeline, gonna be a frame for you to use that here. You shouldn't go outside of this. So unlike many hackathons with a single fixed problem, like we realize there are diverse people of this in this group. You have people who are really like obsessed and passionate about AI, really, really obsessed. And I'm honestly really inspired seeing young high school students being part of this category. And then we have people who are good in like web development, like basically diverse. So it doesn't make sense for us to say that, okay, you know what, you are all gonna focus on web development or you are all gonna focus on machine learning. So what we do is to actually open it, right? Like we set this criteria that you can come up with any idea or project you are passionate about as long as like it fits these four domains here: software development, AI and machine learning, web development, data science, and analytics. So as long as your idea like fit within these four categories, then you can actually go with it. Okay, that was the challenges. Now, um, I'm gonna give the stage to Alhagie, and he's gonna walk you through the proposal document.
All right. Thank you, Cherno. So just to recap, for this hackathon, you can build whatever you want to build. You can come up with any idea, any project. You just have to be within the four domains here. And I'll stop sharing, then I'll share my screen to read the proposal document, which contains all the other information you need to know about the hackathon. All right. So I'll go through this entire document. As Cherno mentioned, the Hack4Gambia is designed to be inclusive event for everyone, regardless of their prior experience. As highlighted on our website, Hack4Gambia is your gateway into tech in the world of technology. Whether you've never written a line of code or you are a tech enthusiast, this is your chance to discover your power of tech and build something amazing. So the challenge is you're free to choose any project, any idea. It just have to fit within this four domain: software engineering, AI and machine learning, web development, data science, and analytics. Because anything out of this context, it won't be easy for us to judge, and we don't have expertise in other areas of tech, and to make the judging fair, so we choose only these four categories. And you can choose one category to do the project on, let's say software development, but you're also free to integrate one or two together. So you can do software engineering and AI machine learning into one project, or you can do a web development with AI machine learning, or you can do data science with AI machine learning. So you have the opportunity to choose one or more areas here, but the project have to be within these four main contexts. And we encourage teams to think about how their projects might connect to real world challenges in your community or the Gambia. Just look around, like the problem you're facing in your day-to-day life, or the problem your family is facing, or your school, or the healthcare, or the Gambia. Just think about how you can create, you can come up with a problem and find a solution to it within these 3 days. But this is not a strict requirement. We just want people um, to look at problems around them and come up with ideas on how to solve it. So the spirit of the hackathon is to learn, experiment, and create something very meaningful. And it doesn't have to be big. Even if it's just a Python file you worked on, just submit it. This is a very great achievement. Because as I mentioned, like I never write a line of code in my entire high school. So I just write my first line of code when I came to the United States. So most of you guys are already way ahead of me. So for the project timeline, this is currently where we're at right now, which is the kickoff ceremony. And we, during the hackathon here, to help both teams and individuals stay connected and get real-time support throughout the hackathon, we've set up the following channels, and you feel free to reach out anytime with questions, updates, or feedback. So we're going to use the main CBJ family group chat for announcement, resources, and open discussion. So if you have any question, anything about the hackathon or anything about the project, or do you need some troubleshooting, you can send them message in the main group chat, and we will do our level best to provide answers for you. And you can also make good use of your team group chat. This is the private group chat your team is going to use to collaborate. And each team have a team leader, and they will be the one responsible for coordinating and collaboration. So even though they're the team leaders, they're just there to coordinate, and it doesn't mean they have to be the one to do all the work. So this is my contact here on WhatsApp. So you can text me on this number. Please don't call me because I'm not using it, but I used to be able to text me on it, and I'll respond to you. Or you can text Cherno on WhatsApp at 787-8796. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. So today is the kickoff, and it's a 3-day hackathon. So which means on Saturday 5 p.m. GMT is going to be the deadline. So everybody who participated have to and want to submit their project. The due date is 5 p.m. GMT on Saturday. This is strict because we want to have enough time to grade the submissions, and also provide feedback to you, especially for the top 5 people, and how to do their presentation on Sunday. So for the submission, we have 2 parts. Each team must submit a video recording of their project, whether it is working or in progress. So if your project is not working because you have some trouble issues, just make a video of what you guys have done so far. And if it's a working project, feel free to make a video of all the things you've done. So we have a time limit of 5 to 7 minutes. So if you're going to make a recorded video about your project, make it 5 to 7 minutes. And within this video, we want to see 4 things. What did you build? The problem you tackled, why it matters, and how your solution works. Like, what do you use to build this particular solution? So those are the 4 main areas we'll be looking for in your video for grading. So when you're done, when you're ready for the submission, send your video via WhatsApp to 687-0047, or you can email it direct to my email address here, which is boyalhagie809@gmail.com. So in addition, please submit your code using one of the following methods. Note that we're not going to judge. We're not going to do the judging based on the quality of the code, because as we know, some people, this is going to be the first time doing a hackathon or even programming. So we wanted it to be fair for everyone, and we're not going to be judging your code strictly. And you can do the submission by 2 ways here. So if anyone is familiar with GitHub, or your group leader is familiar with GitHub, if you guys are using GitHub to host your code base, just send us a link to your GitHub and give us access to view the project. Or if you're not familiar with GitHub, just zip up the folder you have and send us the zip file. Or if you don't know how to do the zip file, you can look it up online, or you can just send us the entire folder through email or through on WhatsApp. So for the submission, just to recap, you have to do 2 things. You have to submit a video telling us what you built, the problem you tackled, why it matters to you, and how your solution works. Then you just have to send us your code base. This is just for us to go through it to get sense of what you built, and we're not going to grade it strictly. So when you do the submission by 5 p.m., me and Cherno will be working tirelessly to grade it before the end of the day, and we're gonna make sure that the top 5 finalists are selected, and will be notified by the morning of Sunday morning, so that you guys are the top 5 people are gonna have chance to do a presentation, to work on their PowerPoint or Google document to share us what they've built, and in more details than just the video they submitted. So all the projects are submitted, the judges will review them and select the top 5 projects. You will receive an email notification if your team is selected as finalist, along with instructions for your live presentation. These finalist teams will then be invited to present their projects live the next day during the awards or demo ceremony. So if you're not in the top 5, this doesn't mean you're a loser or you didn't pass. Like, everybody who participated in this hackathon is a winner to us. And as we mentioned, our main goal is to give people the opportunity to explore tech and find careers in it, and also us working together to build a better tech community. So we're not only interested in who is winning. Our main goal here is people participating and getting exposed to this type of technologies. So The top 5 will be selected, and we encourage everyone who joined this one and they're not even in the top 5 to join us in the final presentation and award ceremony. And as there will be a raffle where there's going to be a pack and ticket raffle, and the requirement for that is for you to attend this presentation here, participate in the hackathon, and also be present in the last day. So their presentation will help us determine the final winners. So we're gonna have 3 winners over there, and for the presentation day, it's gonna be the same time, 5:30 to 8:30. So we make it a 3 hours window, but it might take less than that on Sunday, May 31st. And this is the link. I'll send the link later to everyone. So for the agenda for the presentation, we're gonna have an introduction, and we're gonna have an inspiring story from someone. That we're gonna have a live presentation. The top 5 finalist teams will present their projects to the judges and audience. So they'll be using Google Slides or PowerPoint slides to tell us more about the project. Then we're gonna have a question and answers with judges. The judges will ask them questions regarding their projects, and they're gonna provide us with answers, and we're gonna provide them feedback on their final project. Then there's going to be a prize announcement, winners for each category, and the overall hackathon will be announced. Then each person who participated in the hackathon is going to receive a digital certificate of participation. So you can use this certificate to show people that you've actually participated in this hackathon. And there's going to be a special raffle, which is the Python Gambia tickets. All participants who attended the Kickoff, participated in the hackathon, attended the presentation and award ceremony will be immediately put into the raffle, and we're going to do the raffle live, and one person is going to win the ticket. And one lucky winner will receive a full individual ticket package to the Python Gambia happening this November, and it's going to cover full conference access, all workshops included, networking events, premium conference kit, certificate of attendance, and lunch and refreshment. So for the first prize, it's going to be $5,000. Second prize is 3,000. Then the third prize is 2,000. Then there's going to be a PyCon raffle ticket, and all participants will receive a digital certificate. So, how is the judging going to be held during the final presentation? There is going to be we're going to judge on 4 main categories. For the first one is problem understanding and approach. How do you clearly identify and define the problem you're solving? How relevant is your solution to this problem, and how is your innovative thinking? How do you come up with ideas to solve this problem? Then effectiveness and accuracy. You're not just building the solution, you want to build a solution that is effective and accurate. So if the solution have like a performance metric, feel free to add all of that. If there's like evidence such as tests, demos, or live benchmark, please add all of those to your submission. And also we want the solution to be reliable. We don't want you to just build a solution that's just going to work on your laptop. We want a solution that it can be used by anyone and it's going to solve the problem. Then the third one is industry fit and practicality. As we mentioned earlier, we want you to look around you, the problem you face every day, the problem your family face, your community or the country. Look at the problems you can solve, and this is where the industry fit and practicality comes in. You just don't build a solution, you want to build a solution that's gonna be able to impact people's life. And here we're looking for 3 main things: the community usability, like how can people around you use this system, how realistic is your implementation, and how the scalability potential. So the last one here, the scalability potential, means if you build this project, how easy it is for us to expand it more. Let's say we like the top 3 projects so much, and we have partners who really want to make to build this project very well and scale it out. How possible it is that we can be able to scale this project. So the last one here is user experience, because we noticed that most of the people who are going to be using this system, they're not going to be technical people. So how easy it will be for them to use this system and access it, and how user-friendly is your interface? Like how easy is it people to navigate the system you're building? So the total score here is 100%, and these are the 4 main categories: the user experience, industry fit and practicality, effectiveness and accuracy, and problem understanding and approach. Then this is our teams may find road bumps throughout their course that can ultimately lead to what they may see like failure. But here, we don't believe that any form of discovery is failure, even if it's that the discovery, even if that discovery is that a problem is unsolvable. So even if you're looking to solve a problem and you discover that the problem is unsolvable, that's still a great achievement. And you have to document all of that and put all of those in your submission, and we're going to grade it according to this and keeping in mind of this too. So the last part here is just an additional contact information. Feel free to contact me or Cherno anytime during the hackathon if you have any questions. All right, so that's all for the project proposal. I will send this document to everyone in the group chat. Then the next one here is some question and answers. I will share my screen, and Cherno, we can go ahead and do the questions and answers. Yeah, so,
Okay, thank you so much, Alhagie. It was a wonderful presentation. I'm sure like most of the doubts and concerns about the challenges and actually what you're going to be working on, what you're going to be judged on is clear here. If you have any questions, please, I've been saying this, feel free to ask us anything you want. You know, we are literally not like lecturers or professors here. We are age mates, you know, just doing this for the ambition and passion we have for the game. So please feel free to ask any questions you want. It's actually better than messing up in the hackathon. Any question, ask us, let us know. Yeah, go ahead, Solomon.
All right, thank you. Sorry, I left the group because there was an electric shortage and the Wi-Fi got, it shut down. So I need to buy a data. I missed out on something. So what really are we gonna work on? That's my question.
Oh, okay. I think Alhagie is gonna answer that. He just finished presentation.
Okay.
okay, so the challenge is open-minded. You can create whatever you want to build. So let me go back to the slide here. So unlike many hackathons with single fixed problem, Hack4Gambia is open-ended. You're free to choose any project or idea because for many participants, this will be their first hackathon or even their first time programming. But all these projects have to fall within these four domains: software development, AI and machine learning, web development, or data science and analytics. So you can do a project that contains both web development and AI machine learning, but whatever you build will have to fall within these four categories. Because anything out of this context, we're not knowledgeable about it, and it won't be easy for us to grade it fairly for everyone. I hope that answers your question. So I would share this the proposal document to the group chat so that everyone can read it and have more access to it.
Okay. So thank you very much. That was clear. So the resources of development, are we gonna have something like an API key so I can access an API, or is it free?
Yeah, so I have the OpenAI API key. So anyone here who wants to do implement AI into the project, just send me a message on WhatsApp, then I'll send you the API key.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I also have your resources. Can I share?
Yeah, sure. You feel free to send them to the group chat, and or you can send it to me or Cherno.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Okay, great. I think that was clear for Solomon. Any other question? Yeah, go ahead, Howard.
Good evening, CBJ. Yeah, I wanted to ask because seeing the challenge here and the description is saying that we are free to choose any idea or project we are passionate about. Does that mean that we have to be the one to look for any problem around us, then we create a solution, or you guys will be the one to give problems like questions on each domain, like software, under software development, AI, then we can now see whatever it is we can work on from the questions you guys provided.
Okay, so this is as clear as it is mentioned on the challenge here. What we basically did is to set the bar for you, right? So like we set the range that hey, this is the domain you're gonna be working on, right? Like anything that falls under software development, AI, machine learning, all the way down to data science. But then like you guys are gonna come up with anything you wanna come with, as long as it is within this range here. Okay.
Yeah, so just to answer it very shortly, come up with any problem and come up with any solution. So you guys are the one responsible for bringing your own projects and solutions. So we're not going to give you projects problems to solve. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. So if we come up with any problems and we also come up with solutions, are we going to solve the solution in real time? Like we are going to be online, then we'll be given a deadline, like maybe just you have to solve this particular problem within an hour or 30 minutes or something. Or we can go offline, work together as a team. When we are done, then we do the submission.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely the online is gonna be the presentation we're having here and the final presentation, but everything is gonna be offline. But like the communication between you and your team is gonna be through WhatsApp on what you want to solve and the problems and also how you're going to solve it. So everything is going to be offline between you and your team members. And like if you guys want to hop on a meeting to discuss stuff, then you guys are free to do that. But everything is going to be for you guys. And what was the other part of the question again? I forgot.
Okay, that's you've answered the question. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have a question?
Any question?
Yeah, Cherno, I have a question to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, can anyone share a project that he have built, let's say way before this hackathon? Can he share that project as his project for the hackathon?
I mean, that whole question is like up to you and up to how you like how you approach this, right? So like if you build a particular problem, I feel like if you want to use that same problem, you do not necessarily have to, I mean, tell everyone you have like work on that. You can just actually come up with a similar or idea or refine that for the hackathon. Right. So like I feel like this actually depends, on you. You just have to the idea is like all we set for you guys is the the domain, the categories you're gonna work on, and then our judging criteria. So whatsoever project you happen to work on, whether it's something you work on right now, do like we recommend working on something right now to build the skills and the teamwork capabilities. Because if you have worked on a previous problem or task, most likely, especially if you're a university student not working or high school student, most likely you did it alone. But then our focus for this hackathon is not just only like knowing how to code, it's actually also learning stuff beyond the coding aspect, like teamwork and all of those things. Right? So like we will recommend, building stuff with your teammates that are choosing for you. So that will also teach you a lot beyond just the programming aspect of things.
Yeah, I can add more
Yeah,
to that.
that is understood. Thank you so much. Thank you. I also have another question to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
For maybe some people would like to build a project on the data science or data analytics. So since you people maybe you guys have more understanding or knowledge about this field. So if there is any resources or somewhere you can recommend us to find like maybe resources like data sets and something like that to do the work.
So yeah, I
I think
mean,
for data analytics, someone maybe for beginners they may find it a problem to find maybe data set to work with. So if you have any recommendation on that, you can please share with us.
yeah, I can answer the question. So to answer the first part of the question, I think the greatest university is YouTube. Like, just go on YouTube and look for different data science projects or data analytics projects, and you're gonna find a ton of resources to people using data sets and how they build and provide insights from those data. And I can definitely provide a lot of data for you guys. If anyone here knows Kaggle, they can go on Kaggle and they can find a lot of data sets. So I can definitely go through Kaggle and find simple data sets which I can share to the group chat in case people want to use it for their projects.
Okay. You can share that with us in the group chat. It will really be helpful. And thank you.
Yeah, that's like the best response. Kaggle basically has any kind of data science, machine learning related kind of project you work in. So that's a good way. Any other question? Yeah, go ahead, Muzi.
Also, my other question is for the judging criteria, does the same rules go for the individuals and teams?
Yep. So the same judging criteria goes for the individual and for the teams. And for the teams, it's not being graded based on the individuals in each team, but based on the group submission. So it's being graded for the entire group. And if you're working solo, then it's only going to be graded based on you and your submission.
Okay. Thank you for answering that.
I saw Musa Sanyang raised the hand. Do you have any question?
Yeah, like Cherno, if I may ask, like data science and data analysis, those people will be in the same group, right?
Sorry, can you ask your question again?
I said in data science and data analysis, those people will be in the same group. They will create a project.
Okay. So like the way we divide the group is not actually like that you are gonna focus on data science or you are gonna focus on web development. That's entirely up to you, right? We try our best to make sure that our judging criteria and the way we divide the group are actually perfect for you guys to make sure we have at least someone who is good in this, like based on what they have uploaded on their resume. So like what you're gonna work on is entirely up to you guys. You guys have to come up with a team and discuss like what problem first. The first thing you're gonna do is to come up with the problem. That's the most important thing. Come up with the problem you're gonna work on, and then see now what aspect of these four domains does that problem falls on. Does it falls on machine learning? Does it falls on software development, web development, data science, or data analytics? So like it's entirely up to you, and it's not based on how the teams are divided.
And also to answer this question from my past experience, I would say all of my projects in my school is group project, and this is how it's done in the real world. And if you guys have heard of cross-functional work, it's like people from different domains coming together and working together and providing a solution. So one of the groups, as most of the groups, we sort of like some people are interested in web development and some people are interested in AI. So how can they bring their knowledge together to build a web app that have some AI functionalities in it? So for that way you can learn and see how people build a web application, and also you can learn and see how people work with AI. So in that way, like everybody can do what they want, and they can also get exposed to the other category which they can be inspired to pursue, or it's something they might want to work on later.
Yeah, exactly. Makes a lot
All
of
right,
sense.
thank you so much.
Okay. Please feel free to ask your questions.
You need to talk in the meeting, that's why you unmute yourself.
Yeah, if you are talking, don't forget to unmute yourself.
Does everyone have a question? All right, can you go ahead, Awa?
Okay, like when a team member doesn't have a laptop, are they still part of our team? Can they still participate?
That's a great question, and I think it depends on the project you guys are doing. If there is like any component of the project that they can do without a laptop, feel free to give them that tax and functionalities. I don't know, Cherno, can you add anything to that? Because it's really gonna be difficult if the problem is only about coding and they don't have a laptop.
Yeah, it's actually gonna be very difficult. You know, I think the only alternative to this, as Alhagie mentioned, is if you think there are any other work
Hello,
or
can everyone hear me?
Go ahead,
okay,
Cherno.
so if you think there are any other parts of the project they can focus on, so like one thing you can do also is this: when coming up with the problem, you always
Hello.
one thing I always recommend the team members
Am I audible?
Go ahead, I've muted him.
Okay, so one thing I will always recommend the team members do is to always push these people beyond you. Like most of them here are really anxious about this, and really introverted, right? They are ambitious about the thing, but really introverted. So like for most of them, for the high school students, really most of them do not have a laptop. This is what you can do when coming up with the solution, with the problem. I mean, even if you have the idea you're gonna work on as a team member, as a team member, team leader rather, just to make them feel involved, is to like actually go ahead and ask them, what do you think you're gonna work on? Like ask them, hey, what do you have in mind? What do you want us to actually solve? Like those things actually push them beyond their limits. That I'm always gonna be prepared because this team leader is gonna be asking me questions. And also you can be giving them mini research to, if you are working on, let's say, on any web development related kind of stuff, you can really give them some kind of research, even though you know how to do it. Like you can give them some research that, hey, like, I want you before tomorrow, like, go ahead and do a research of this and give me feedback. So I think this is one of the ways of involving the people without laptops.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. That was one thing that come up to my mind, and the message I sent to the team leaders is that encourage the people you're working with by appreciating their efforts, even if it's a small contribution, and keep communication light and positive so people don't feel pressured but motivated. And set small goals in the group chat so everyone has something clear to do. And if the person doesn't have a laptop, like, we don't want to discourage the person from having exposed to this type of technologies. They can use their phone and we can tell them, hey, can you go research on this so that the person can have more idea about it. And to give an example, I was working on this medical imaging project, and it was my first time doing the project. And all the people I was working with, they have knowledge about everything in medical imaging. But one thing they did for me is, like, every time we're discussing the concept, they write down the concept for me and they ask me to go do research about those concepts. And the next day, the next week we had a meeting. I have to do a presentation about what I found out through my research. So you can give them small tasks for them to go learn more about it. Then you can add it to your submission in your project that, like, this person did this and this is how he or she helped the teams succeed in this aspect.
Exactly, I definitely agree with that. Okay. Go ahead, Abhishek.
Does anyone else have a question? We're close to a 1 hour mark. We don't want to go beyond people's time here. Okay, so somebody asked a question in the chat here. Mohammed Jallow said his question is, can they get feedback on idea before building? So feel free to reach out to any of us if you need any feedback, and we can definitely respond to it. So feel free to send a message to Cherno or I, and we will give you feedback on whatever you want. Does anyone
Abhishek, you can drop your question in the chat.
Okay, so someone have a question that if you already registered and want to add someone, can you add them? So do you mean you registered as a group or you registered as an individual? So you said you registered as a group. Can you send us a message on WhatsApp, because the registration deadline is already closed. We don't want people to be adding more people to their group. Like, it might not be beneficial to the team. And you can just send us a message and we can see what we can do. And the next question is, can they use code snippet from ChatGPT? Absolutely. Like, AI is here and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be the future of programming. and you're absolutely free to use it. And if you go to our website here, we said that AI tools are completely free to use during the hackathon. They can assist you to generate code snippets, debug issues, and brainstorm solutions. But remember to understand what you're building. Like learn, don't just copy. Use AI to understand concepts, not just to generate code for you so you can just copy and paste. So even if you copy and paste, make sure you understand what that code is doing and how it's going to benefit you. And also focus on learning. The goal is to develop your skills, not just to complete the project. I think that should answer your question.
Yeah, exactly. Like I always tell people who are always looking forward to take part in this kind of activities is that, it's more of like what this does to you as like internally, it changes this does to you, not the outcome, not what people see, not the like code snippets people see and thinking you're a gamer or program or anything. Like at the end of the day, the most important thing is like understanding the code that is generated by an AI tool. And as Alhaji mentioned, AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, and you can use it, of course, but please make sure to understand what it's doing, what it's giving. That's gonna help you a lot in the learning journey in the long run. Okay, so we almost hit an hour here. Any other questions? Can we wrap up?
I think we can take the last question because we have to be considerate of people's time because they might be using the data for this stuff.
Good evening. My question is, for example, under the data science and analytics, if you have an idea, but to have the data. So I'm asking if maybe there's a, you were talking about Kaggle and other things. I don't know much about it. I just came across it. So I'm asking that data, can we maybe ask you guys for help, or we have to find the data ourselves?
Yeah, so I'll make a compilation of some data set you guys might use. But if there's a specific data set you want to work with, just send me a message. I will make sure I'll go find those data sets for you if I can find it. And the other thing also is for right now, synthetic data have been very popular. So like finding data is really hard, and people, what they do now is to create their own data set. And even though this might be sometimes illegal or might bring lot of problems, but if there's a concept you want to learn or there's something you want to do as a proof of concept, you can create your own synthetic data. And if we can't find any data set for you, you will make sure to try find some synthetic data which you can use for your analysis. Note that this can't be used in the real world because it might have some consequences, but if it's just there for you to test your learning and apply your knowledge, it is something we can really do.
Okay, thank you. I faced an issue regarding these data issues. That was a project I was working on before. To find data is hard, and also the time range is not that, the time frame is not much. That's why I asked. Anyway, thank you.
Just send me a message as soon as the meeting is done, telling me like the type of data you want. I will make sure to find it.
Okay, thank you.
And I think that should be all, Cherno. I think we can go ahead and do the closing remarks.
Yeah, of course. So actually, this was the official. Honestly, I'm so much excited. We are so much excited to see how far this is gonna go, right? And like honestly, if we can get even one person here, get started with their tech journey or get inspiration from this, like that basically means the world to us, right? So my advice to you all is to really stay curious and learn as much as you can. I mean, like win prizes, that's good, but then learn as much as you can. Do not leave this hackathon just with a certificate or with a prize or with a ticket to the PyCon Senegambia conference, like just try to learn as much as you can, and also like try to collaborate with your team members, the team leaders. A reminder again, do not take this like as I am responsible for all this. Always try to include all like the people under you. Even if they do not have any laptop, you can give them many research. If you have like a project in mind you want to work on right now, you can always recommend them that, what, here, like, what do you think we should work on? Even though you already have what you have, like, then you can judge and see which one is best suits for your team, right? So this is basically it, and see you guys in the next round of the meeting here.